Hey, everyone. Welcome to another week of free videos, right? Free live trainings. Yeah, my name is Warren Howe. Hope you're having a great day out there as always. Now, before we begin, right? You know the drill. Please show a brother some love, right? Smash that like button, smash that heart button so that I know you're here. We want to spread the algos, right? We want to spread everywhere. Now the group is growing as big as ever, right? We have a few thousand members right now. We all started with just 2,000. It's insane. So I go live every week, right? If you find this sharing valuable, if you want to know more, again, if you want to know more topics, if you're serious in the investing game, drop a like, right? Drop that heart button. And if you're watching this live right now, smash hashtag live, right? If you're watching a replay, smash hashtag replay. Yep. Again, I go live every week. Any topic that you want to discuss on, it could be, well, I don't give buy and sell calls, but it could be anything educational, right? That's why we have this sort of free training that Jeremy is so, generous to give. Yep. I think it's great. So if you guys want to be, any topic that you want to discuss, if you're watching this live right now, we can actually talk live. If you're watching replay, don't be hesitant to smash that comment and let me know what topic you want to discuss. Okay. Now today we're gonna be talking about projecting future market cap. Yep, future market cap, and we want to talk about valuations a little bit, right? Valuations. Let me just see. I'm gonna give you guys some time to do that. It's good morning here in Malaysia. Yeah, by the way, it's good evening. Good evening to you guys. Let me just give you some time to do that. Let me see. Awesome, guys. So let me begin. Now, uh, you know, just a starting just a kicker, right? The way we see valuations today is different. You gotta admit, valuations today versus 10 years before, a decade ago, 2 decades ago, is different. Whether we like it or not, things have changed. Yep, things have changed. So imagine that if Warren Buffett, right, not Warren Howe, was sort of open to be exploring new sort of things within his boundaries, right? His circle of competence. Um, would it be better for his portfolio? Of course it would, right? He himself admitted that he and Charlie Munger, his partner, admitted that they could have rode on Google, and Google is one of the investments that they sort of regret in a way, right? I know the goat said it himself. My point is, we need to have this mindset that valuations are changing, the world is changing, the way people consume products is changing, is different. How many, if you have your nieces, right? If you have kids, how many hours are they going to spend on, an iPad, iPhone? And remember, I said iPad, right? Not Samsung or whatever brand. It's because that's the market share that people get, right? So valuation revolves around social arbitrage, right? Valuation revolves around what we do every day, what we are using, what people are using. Social arbitrage is actually very powerful to be, so that we can actually utilize this for our investment decisions, right? My point is, guys, valuation has changed. And if we see millennials, Gen Y, Gen Z, the way more to Gen Z, Gen Z 2, whatever it is, right? If you, the way they consume products, their behavioral patterns, right? If we can actually tap on to that sort of growing consumption, are we better off, investing so that we can put in our money there for 5 years or 10 years? I would say 10 years down the road. Would we be better off by doing that? Right? Have you ever thought about that? So this is actually a gauge on how we can project market cap 3 to 5 years from now in that sort of sense, right? And it's crazy. Bitcoin, NFTs, crypto. So anyone, and I'm pretty sure right now everyone is onto crypto except for me. Like I'm just a fucking boomer that is stuck in the old ways and say, I haven't bit the bullet and say, hey, you know what? I want to go into crypto. So if you guys are into crypto, type in the chats crypto, right? So that I know who so that I know that who of you, is into crypto. My point is, guys, let's view crypto for a bit. Crypto is a buy and sell. They have a bigger purpose because of decentralized finance, DeFi. It's blockchain, right? Everything is revolving around itself. It's like what they call a universal ledger, right? So think about the possibilities of crypto, right? That's why that movement is actually, right? It's huge. But my point is, guys, when you talk about valuation, how are you gonna peg a valuation onto something like crypto, right? What I'm trying to say here, guys, is that we need to be the open Warren Buffett. We need to expand our circle of competence, okay? Because if we don't, we will be the dinosaurs, right? Now, I'm not trying to say go fucking crazy on your fucking NFTs and your cryptos and whatever. What I'm trying to say is we need to have a best of both worlds, right? There's a reason why Warren Buffett is a fucking GOAT, right? GOAT, greatest of all time. Because, of course, he started early. His business prowess is insane, right? He invests in companies that will last no matter what happens, right? So, obviously, he invests in companies with huge market share. That's the most important, right? So my point is, don't go crazy on crypto or whatever. I'm just giving you a broader context that, hey, we need to be open about things. We need to be open on valuation. The way we look at crypto and stocks is a totally different thing, right? We can't really sort of peg a valuation on them because there's no physical assets. Everything is supply and demand. People are actually creating that vibe of hype. Like, hey, you know what? Yeah, DeFi is good. Let me go buy it, right? Let me go buy it. And after that, FOMO kicks in, right? Suddenly you see fucking Instagram, KOLs, right? Influencers going in. And I don't even know whether I should be scared or not. But my point is, valuation is different, right? So, and we need a sort of business sense when it comes to valuation. So let me explain. And by the way, guys, I'm not a financial advisor. I share my experience, right? Hopefully it helps. Now, again, guys, if you're watching this right now, click hashtag live so that I know you're here, right? And hopefully we can get a good interaction going. Yeah. So the GOAT himself, what did he say? He said that, bonds. Do you guys buy bonds? Bonds, is like risk-free, right? You're buying bonds from the government. They have a percentage price printed on them. 1 year, 5 years, 10 years, 30 years, right? You know what you are expecting when you buy bonds. Straight away, you already know that you're getting 3% a year, 1% a year, whatever the hell it is. Okay. In Malaysia, by the way, fixed deposits, fixed savings, what they call FD, is 2 to 3%. Right. So that itself is already better than bonds. I'm just saying. I people who have smaller portfolios, right? I feel my recommendation is that, what's the point of buying bonds if you want to grow your portfolio, right? So we talked about this in portfolio management before. Anyway, now bonds are printed. If only the stock certificate had the price printed when you buy. Now, I know I'm sounding like a fucking boomer when I say stock certificate, but this is what he said, right? But imagine this. When you buy, right, from your IBKR platform, from your Robinhood platform, whatever it is, imagine that the price is there. So they don't do that, right? They don't give you recommendations. They don't even know. They can't predict the future. So it's our job to do that, right? So what I call price print on the stock. So how do we do that? Have you guys ever thought about that? Before you place the buy on the stock, how do you do that? Right? So this is where qualitative analysis comes in, quantitative analysis comes in, right? Back of the envelope projections, whatever it is you want to call it. You want a good proper valuations, go ahead, right? That's good for you. You want to do you have to do valuations. You have to do the 5-year, 10-year buy plan. That's what I said. Everything will come into place, and we go into detail in our group coaching sessions, right? So if you're a serious investor, if you're interested, reach out to the team, right? Do consider, because I'm, every month we have a group coaching batch, and I'm one of them, right? I'm one of the coaches spearheading that those sessions, right? So if you're serious on the stock market, you want to up your level, do consider, right? So my point is, our job to put a price tag on them within X number of years to hold. So all of your analysis has to determine, it's project management 101, right? You don't buy a stock simply without knowing how long you're going to hold it for. In Warren Buffett's case, he never, he's never going to let it go, right? He's going to hold it for life. But really, bro? Like, I know that works, but it's just that we need a buy plan, we need a sell plan as well, because there's something called terminal value, right? There's something called there's a period where stocks will stop growing. You see what I'm getting at? So before you buy that particular company, right? Before you buy a private business, you already have in mind how long you want to hold it for, right? Are the trends going to change? Is it just like a short-term momentum play? Is it, are you going to be holding on to this stock for like really long so that you can actually compound, right? And keep on piling on to the winner? What is it, right? What is it? So it's our job to put a price tag there before we even buy. If you can't answer that, then why are you buying the stock, right? Are we gambling? Is it proper? Are we properly investing? What is it? So I only buy the crypto platform Coinbase for stock. Holy crap, you're buying Coinbase. Awesome. I did a thesis on Coinbase and I shared it to the group. Well, why aren't you in the group? I'm just kidding. Anyway, drop a DM. We can talk more, right? We can talk about Coinbase. I love Coinbase. Coinbase is already profitable, monster earnings, net income positive. The way they compare with Voyager is different because they are actually like a trading platform. They're earning fees, trading fees. So Coinbase is awesome. Coinbase is awesome. You are? Okay. You really? Let me know who you are. Anyway, so our job to put a price tag on them within X amount of years. That's our job. If you don't know, right, how long you're gonna hold it for, when are you gonna sell, or you want to tell me that, Warren, I want to see progress, right? I want to see updates because they haven't reached to their projection for X amount of revenue. For example, Tattooed Chef, they are projecting 1 billion in 2026. And by the way, guys, I'll be going live later, like literally in an hour's time, with Jeremy's group, and we are going to be having a very detailed analysis on Tattooed Chef, guys. So if you're interested to join, be part of the private group, reach out to the management. And again, if you guys are here, and are you guys invested in Tattooed Chef, type there TTCF, guys. If you're watching a replay, type there TTCF if you are investing in Tattooed Chef, because the conversation that we're going to have today it's going to be awesome. I'm literally building out like a bullish TC series, right? Where I want to sort of get everyone contributed to develop a thesis together, right? So we'll be reviewing it, and the thesis I'm getting from them is awesome, right? So I have my own thesis, they have their own thesis. I review it in the live. It's awesome, right? We got projections and whatnot, so that's great. So how much will the market cap of your stocks be in your investment time frame, right? So you bought Coinbase. So why did you buy Coinbase, right? Do you see a 2x potential? Do you do valuations on them? How long are you going to hold, right? I remember some of you guys, you got Corsair, right? How big do you think Corsair will be? What's the market cap going to be, right? How long are you going to hold Corsair? What is the game play, right? Value play, growth play. These are important, right? Before we even click that buy on that button. So you see, a lot of people, they don't do that. A lot of people, they just click buy because maybe Jeremy's buying. They click buy because, Warren's buying. I don't know. I don't know what the heck, you guys think about. But should that be the way to invest? Right? Uh, people buy Palantir because it's cool, right? People buy Dropbox because, I don't know, because some YouTubers buying. I don't know. My point is, we need to put a price tag on it. And that price tag, I mean, realistically, like how many percent are you fucking sure that they're going to reach their market cap like that, right? You got a high conviction stock, you do your thesis, you do your analysis, you do your projections, right? You got to buy a plan. It's as simple as that. If you don't do that, are we gambling? Right? So that's the question to ponder on. Now, what will their market price, market cap be in 5 years' time? We got Corsair, Tattooed Chef, Fubo TV, Palantir, Dropbox. Why am I doing this? Because, Jeremy has most of these stocks, right? And I, most likely you guys have as well. But so Ziv Haver, what's up, brother? I know that you are very bullish on Dropbox. What do you think is the cause of the dip today? Wow, you have been following me. Awesome. The dip today, Dropbox, as if you have been seriously, I put this in my personal group, right? I have a group, Malaysian group, and I was asking them because when I was just reviewing them, and I was also reviewing again Airbnb, right? I built a thesis on June that they're earning. I don't know if you've been following my lives enough. Airbnb, my thesis was that it's going to be insane in third quarter because they're going to reflect all the summer holidays, all of the earnings from there. And I bought again. I never buy before earnings, but I showed my group that, I bought. Don't try this at home, I said. But I bought and boom, right? So I don't like to predict earnings, but this to me is like a no-brainer, right? So I've been following it up. Now, why am I saying that? It's because I've been following up the, Dropbox as well. And I was mentioning to the group that, hey, I was looking at the market a little bit when, it was like 1 a.m. my time. And I saw that Dropbox like dropping 7%, right? I'm like, okay. I told my group, I don't think this is warranted because they beat earnings a little bit. Maybe Mr. Market thinks that, hey, they are expecting more, right? Probably they're expecting more. And Dropbox has always been a very slow company, right? If you see their guidance, you would see that they are always, they're very safe, right? So I went through this, with a coaching client, and I said that if you have been following up the Q2 enough, because we went through Q2, we went through their, their 10Ks and whatnot, their 10Qs, and their guidance is just like 2% more than the previous, previous quarter. So they're actually very, very sort of safe in a way. And bear in mind, their net income wasn't as much as Q2, right? But they're already profitable. So the thesis, my thesis is playing out in a way that they're profitable, right? If we were to sort of analyze their profits, right, and get a good valuation, I would say they're good in it for the long run. But bear in mind, analysts are actually projecting that they are going to have a forward PE of 19. So if you work backwards, forward PE of 19 would mean that they would have to earn around 500 million in net income for next year, right? So if let's say earnings are lower than previous quarter, now obviously that is like more of a dream because it's harder to reach, right? It should be more. So that is why I think the market is actually treating them as a bad sign because they got good projections, forward PE of 19, they smaller than 88 mil. I think that is why, right? So we have to answer. I mean, we have to ask ourselves: is this warranted? If do you believe that they can reach there? And to me, it's a turnaround story, right? To me, it's a turnaround story. I mean, you got a negative, losing money company. Now I know it's not like growth like what happened in COVID, because COVID should be like a wow, right? It should be because they're a huge COVID beneficiary, right? So if COVID happened, their sales should be like wow, but it didn't. So we got to know the risks involved in Dropbox, right? We got to know what to expect of Dropbox. This is a slow value mid-growth player, right? You do not expect 50% year-on-year revenue growth, right? It's more to 14 to 15%, 20%, less than 20%. So we have to know what we are expecting of Dropbox before we invest, right? So I hope that helps, Ziv. Ziv Haver, right, guys? Let me know what you think, right? Are you invested in Dropbox? And right, obviously, let me know what you think. But me personally, I will buy on the dip. No financial advice, right? I already know the game plan. I already know where they're going to hit in 3 years. My money parked in there, 3 to 5 years time, you know, I don't mind, right? If my cash allows it, and my portfolio management allows it, I'll be buying on the dip because I'm thinking like, is this warranted, right? But thinking again, analysts are expecting again forward PE of 19, expecting to earn 500 to 600 mil overall. So is that a dream? Is that improving? We also want to see, DocSend, right? We also want to see the progress of DocSend. We want to see the progress of HelloSign, which has been doing very well. Kim bought the dip today. Awesome. Good for you, Kim. Very good. Good to see, Dropbox shareholders here. If you guys want to know anything else, drop me a DM or we can chat more, right? So now, since you guys are here, right? If we were to put a, price tag on Dropbox, what will the market cap be in 5 years' time? Care to share? Right? I'm going to wait a little bit for you guys to answer. What do you guys think Dropbox will be? Like, let's talk about market cap, right? What do you think market cap will be in 5 years' time and why? So Ziv, thanks for talking about it. It's really late here, so I'm going to sleep. I have a decent position of Dropbox at around 20. Good for you, Ziv, right? Awesome. Good night. Good night over there. Thank you for tuning in to live. So what do you think Dropbox will be? What do you think Corsair will be? Tattooed Chef, Fubo, Palantir? Let me know in the comments, right? And there's no right or wrong answer. It's all about discussion today. But again, if you're really a critical thinker, you're a serious investor, you'll know that the figures are, we have to sort of do based on a projection, right? Based on the back of the envelope valuation to get this sort of five-year figure, right? But just for fun, like, what is the price tag that you are going to put on Dropbox in the future? If you don't know, then, just type anything in the comments, right? Let me know. Anyway, so Corsair, why is Corsair not moving? Right? Have you thought about that? Like, why is Corsair sort of beaten down? Right? So we have to know before we invest in them, what are their, is it a value play? Is it a mid-growth play? Are they growing insanely high? Having a PE of, 15 or 10, would you be buying them? And would they be undervalued? Right? So what I'm thinking about Corsair is that, in my opinion, okay, guys, don't kill me, because I'm sharing this literally in Jeremy's group, right? I'm talking about, hey, I think that I know Elgato is the streaming devices that's coming out, and streaming is like here to stay, right? It's a growing consumption, but I just don't see that scalability aspect, that it's like a, that will be contributing a lot to, revenue, top lines and whatnot, right? So why is Corsair not moving? Is because the market is probably deemed like, considering that, hey, there's nothing exciting about their sort of growth. If something is like AI backed, or the market will deem that they'll be picking up earnings or growth in, revenues, definitely, right? Obviously, Mr. Market will price it in. But why is Corsair not moving, and why is the sell-off so, huge in the past few months? Is probably because of that, right? So if you guys have Corsair, type of CRC, Corsair, CRCR, if you have it, let me know what you do, whether you have it or not, right? So how about Tattooed Chef, right? How about Tattooed Chef? If we want to think about commanding valuation, commanding a premium in the valuations, we have to think about whether or not Tattooed Chef will be a 40 PE stock by 2026. And this will help in the back of the envelope, right? So why does Beyond Meat, Impossible Foods, Beyond Meat, why do they command, I mean, Beyond Meat per se, right? Impossible Foods is not really listed. But why do they, command a higher valuation? Have you guys ever thought about that? Again, if you're invested in Tattooed Chef, type that TTCF. Let me know if you are. So Beyond Meat at that time, so I did this like a couple of months ago, and I know Beyond Meat has been dropping, but they have been, they have a price to sales of 17 and a half. Okay, price to sales ratio. How do we get that? Market cap divided by the sales, right? You get price to sales. And Tattooed Chef has a price to sales of 11, right? Not mistaken right now, Tattooed Chef's market cap is around 1.5 billion. People argue that it's lofty, right? People argue that it's too high. There must be a reason why Beyond Meat is, commanding such a price to sales ratio. And the reason is because you wouldn't say that they are apple to apple competitor. Let's put it that way, right? Because Beyond Meat, they are replacing meat entirely. They are within that space, right? Tattooed Chef, you're not replacing meat. You're telling people, hey, this is an add-on, right? They're not really producing the food that is replacing the meat. Does that make sense? Because there's a lot of technology involved in fucking replacing that meat. Have you guys tried Beyond Meat? I've tried it and it's awesome, right? It tastes great. I can't try Tattooed Chef. I wish I could, right? It's not available here in Malaysia. But seriously, trying like a product that is replacing meat, tastes good, requires a lot of technology on it, right? You can see literally, do you see videos of that, like, how Beyond Meat is great? They're literally like crushing things and there's a lot of tech involved, right? So that tech, the property, plant, and equipment is really priced in, probably. They're demanding like a better valuation. A lot of celebrities are investing in them, whatever it is. My point is, guys, not a lot. I mean, they deserve a better premium in that way, right? The market is deeming that, hey, there's a premium for this sort of technology, so it's different. You can't really assess Tattooed Chef. Now, let's talk about Tattooed Chef Mode, right? So that's why I want to know whether you guys are invested in Tattooed Chef, because we want to talk about it. Now, talking about Tattooed Chef Mode, we have to ask ourselves, right? Obviously, I talk about the bears. I don't just talk about the good, okay? I talk about the bulls, I talk about the bears. Now, when we talk about the bears, bear case scenario, would you, is it replicable? Is it easily replaced? Now, I know they're vertically integrated, right? They got factories in Italy, right? They got plant in Italy, US, right? They got manufacturing capabilities. They are vertically integrated. They're doing everything from, in and out, right? They're innovative, for sure. They're designing their own products, coming out with more SKUs, stock keeping units, getting more shelf space, their own shelf space. They're killing it, right? But what I'm trying to say is that, is this model, easily replicable? And, if let's say someone wants to do it, right? All they need is 100 million, 50 million, 100 million to get started. They do not have to be listed, right? They buy plant, they buy cheap land, produce the food, logistics, send it over here, they can sell. My point is, there's no premium that the market is actually deeming, right? It's not like a lot of heavy technology involved in creating meat, replaceable meat, whatever it is. So this is why I think that when we come to our valuations and projections by 2026, our back of the envelope shouldn't be pegging like a 50 PE on it. Does that make sense? We should be thinking, how much can this company earn in net income, right, by 5 years' time? And when we want to give a valuation, should the PE be 15, 20, 25, 30? Now, that depends obviously also on how much room they have left in the S-curve, right? How much room do they have left in the S-curve to grow? What is their life cycle? If we deem that they're still young, they can still innovate, they can still grow, then, well, that's a good PE ratio to peg, right? But this is a different case from Tesla. Again, congrats, Tesla holders. If you guys are investing in Tesla, type in a TSLA, because Tesla is awesome, right? Tesla remains to be my highest conviction stock, my highest position stock. But what I'm trying to say is that Tesla is different. 10 years down the road, right? If you were to be doing a back of the envelope, and I did my back of the envelope, I shared it with the group. Now, if you were to put a back of the envelope sort of evaluation on Tesla, what is the PE ratio you're going to be willing to peg on that, right? Is it 30? Is it 50? Is it 180? The thing I have about Tesla is that even 5 years down the road, 2026, where I'm projecting they'll reach around 6 to 7 million cars sold per year, right? Having a CAGR of 50%. That is insane. Like, I would be still buying Tesla at an 80 PE. You see the difference, guys? Now we're talking about market cap right now. We're talking about valuation, right? So there is a reason why the market is deeming that, hey, Tesla right now is 300 PE. They're already profitable, right? For 4 quarters. They're earning from credits, not so much of their cars at the moment, Bitcoin. But my point is, everything that they're doing with the cash makes sense, right? They're paying off debt. They're leveraging, they're capitalizing on the R&D. They're improving R&D, right? Automation, so that everything is efficient, streamlining inefficiencies, lowering a cost per car. That's their goal, right? Elon wants to make it easily adopted, right? Globally, locally, whatever it is. So per car right now is like 25,000. I mean, he wants not right now. He wants to make it 25,000, right? So in 5 years time, 6 years time, I believe the cost of a car will go down to their ASP, average selling price, would be around 35,000. My projection, right? So these are sort of numbers that are useful to be pegging on to do evaluation. Now, the question is, when 6 years down the road, would you be willing to pay, Tesla at 80 PE? Right now, 300 PE, forward PE, 190, right? 190. So 190 is because analysts are actually expecting them to be profitable more, right? Delivering probably maybe 1.5 to 1.8 million cars, right? Next year, or some 1.3. Then I've said 1.3, right? My point is, Tattooed Chef or any other company that you guys are investing in, we need this sort of mindset to say, hey, should we be paying this valuation, this premium for this company? Is it worth it, right? And that will depend on, obviously, their life cycle, their room to grow, their runway for growth. What are they innovating? What do they promise investors? What is the bigger goal plan? Everything kicks in, right? You see what I'm getting at, guys? So we need this to have a better, we need this to have a better gauge of where this company will go. But obviously, please be mindful and please do your due diligence, right? Because numbers don't mean everything, right? The reason why I'm investing in Tesla since 2018 is because of the qualitatives, not the quantitatives, right? If you depend on the numbers on this company, fail, right? Why am I investing in Square? Why am I investing in Tesla, right? So all these things kick in. So have this in mind, and and next week I will continue. There's a lot to talk about, but I'll continue on this subject. If you guys like this, again, smash that like button, guys. Right, smash that heart button. If you guys want me to talk about different topics, please put it out there. I appreciate it if you guys are watching this live so that I can interact with you like how we're doing today. Yeah, so I'm going to be going live on Discord, Jeremy's Discord, in a couple of, in half an hour's time. If you guys want to check that out, please, do reach out to me or the management. Think about it, right? Think about it and join the group, because we are sharing a lot of valuable stuff there, right? Tons of value. We got like a new bullish thesis series going on. We got like a Friday face off where a coach is actually researching himself. You'll see how they research stuff. He's actually facing off with Jeremy himself, right, on Friday, talking about the stock, what is good, what is bad. And in the group, they recently did HIMS, right? They recently did HIMS Hers. It's a company. I'll be going live in half an hour's time on Tattooed Chef. We'll be having a really good bullish thesis on them. People in the group have been sharing me their thesis, and I think it's amazing, right? Their back of the envelope, their projection, their numbers, it's insane. So ton of value. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you do, again, if you are watching this live right now, hashtag live so that I know you're here, and we can actually hopefully we can interact, next week or any coming weeks. If you're watching this on replay, type hashtag replay and we can talk more, right? Hope you enjoyed this today, and I'll see you in the next one. Thanks, guys.